Welcome to our continuing series here at Alpha Male 2.0 on how to optimize your entire life. And in this video, I'm going to get into a topic that is near and dear to my heart, and that is optimizing your time. Time management. I am a time management consultant. Made a lot of money doing this. I am a time management expert. I get more things done in a 6 to 12 month period than most men get done in 5 to 10 years, and I mean that literally. So in this video, I'm going to give you the bottom line best techniques you can use to optimize your time, because I know I get your emails, I get your DMs, I get your comments. This is a big challenge for a lot of you, and this is something you have to get handled. Let me start with that really quick. Time management is a skill you must learn and get decent at. You don't have to be a time management maniac like me. You don't have to do that, but you must get decent at this. It is mandatory. Time management is one of the few skills that I call leverage skills. That means when you are good at time management, it improves every other area of your life. Your business life, your financial life, your woman life, your dating life, your relationship life, your family life, your social life, your spiritual life, all these other aspects of your life, your physical fitness. Everything improves when you get good at time management. That's why it's so important. Now, time management is obviously a very big topic. I could do an entire course on time management. Matter of fact, I have done a mini course on specifically time management for the Alpha Male 2.0. I'll put a link below for that course. But this is a very big topic, and one video is going to do it justice. Or is it? I will tell you as a time management expert that 85% plus of all time management come down to just 3 things. And if you master these 3 things, you will pretty much master time management. Most guys get hung up on the minutia about time management. What kind of software do you use to manage your time? Do you use Trello? Do you use this? Do you use that? No, none of that shit matters. You can use whatever you want. It doesn't matter, because these 3 things have nothing to do with the type of software or system you use for time management. Here are the 3 things really quick, and I will go through each one of these things in this video. Number 1 is clear objectives. Number 2 is pre-planning your week. Number 3 is pre-planning your day. That's it. If you nail those 3 things, you're 85+% there, and that's pretty much all you need to know. Everything else is just tweaking and minutia. Now, before I go on to describe each of these 3 things and how to do these things, if you like this content, I date multiple attractive women, and I have location-independent income, and I teach other men how to do the same thing. If you like that kind of thing, you should subscribe to this channel, click the notification bell, put a like on this video, leave a comment on this video, and that way you'll get this content for free in the future, as well as future installments of this series. All right, let's start with number 1, clear objectives. That is basically goals. Now, this is not a video on how to set goals. The point is that you have them. You have clear, specific goals. Clear and specific. I want a girlfriend is not a clear and specific goal. I want to make a lot of money is not a clear and specific goal. I want to quit my stupid corporate job is not a clear and specific goal. Here's some examples of clear and specific goals. I make $100,000 a year pre-tax net income that is 100% location independent, and I have that by December 1st of blank year. That is a clear and specific goal. Or I have 3 women on rotation in my life who are either FBs or MLTRs who I consider at least an 8 or higher in physical looks, all of whom are low drama and all of whom know I'm seeing other women. That is a clear and specific goal. Clear, specific goals. You should have annual goals and then drill those down to maybe quarterly goals, then maybe monthly goals, then maybe weekly objectives. Ideally, weekly objectives. So take your big goals and whittle them down to something that is bite-sized, weekly or monthly, that you have direct control over. There are 2 types of goals. There are activity goals and there are results goals. A result goal would be, I make $100,000 a year location dependent. That's a result goal. Then there are activity goals. I make 75 cold calls per week. Activity goals, you have 100% control over. Be aware of both. You should probably have both. Shorter term goals tend to be activity goals. Longer term goals tend to be result goals, and that's fine. The point is you are constantly operating on specific and clear objectives because it makes the next 2 steps work. You can't really plan out your week effectively or plan your day effectively if you don't really have objectives, clear and specific objectives, not I have to make money to pay my bills. That's not a clear and specific objective. Number 2, pre-plan your week. Now, when I say week, that is a subjective term. I don't literally mean a 7-day period. It could be a 7-day period. It could be a 5-day period. Some guys plan out the next 5 days and then they take the weekends off. That would be planning your week. I teach a technique in my primary book, The Unchained Man, at alphamalebook.com called E3D, where you plan every 3 days, which I strongly recommend. I plan every week because I tend to be good at this stuff. I'm good at planning. I'm good at execution. So whatever makes sense for you, you need to sit down once a week, in quotes, and plan out the next X number of days. So when I say week, that means anywhere from 3 days to about 7 days. That's the sweet spot, 3 to 7 days. So for the rest of this video, I'm going to say the word week, but just remember that word week might mean 3 days or planning out the next 4 days or 5 days or 6 days or 7 days or what have you. I personally plan out the week, but you can do whatever you like. What you need to establish is that once a week, again, week in quotes, once a week, you schedule a time to sit down. It's going to take you about an hour, depending on how complex your life is, maybe less, and you're going to plan out the next week. In my case, the next 7 days. You're going to plan it out in detail. What projects are you going to focus on? When are you going to focus on them? When, if you're doing day game, for example, or online dating or your woman life, you block off time in your week, at least 3 days per week, more is better, of when you're going to work on that. If you're going to work on your developing your Alpha 2.0 business, you're going to block off time to work on those things. If you have a job, obviously you're going to block that out. Probably the first thing you have to block out, unfortunately. Any appointments you need to have, doctor's appointments, appointments with other people, meetings, need to be in your calendar. Then on top of your calendar, you need to have weekly objectives. What are you going to complete in terms of an activity goal that you're going to complete by the end of the week based on your bigger goals? Don't set too many of these. 1 to 5 weekly goals is all you need. Usually I have about 3, sometimes 4, but I'm good at this. If you're new, I would recommend you should set 1 weekly objective. Just 1. Plan out the week, block off your days, block off your times, 1 weekly goal. That's great. You can also, if you wish, if you have a more complicated lifestyle like I do, you can designate certain days of the week for certain things. For example, once a week, I have something called Content Day. And that's where I record all of my YouTube videos, all of my podcasts, all my newsletters, all my free content. I do all that in one day. It takes me several hours. Then I'm good to go for a week or sometimes more. And when I plan out my week, I will actually label that day, usually it's a Thursday, as Content Day. That's fine. I have another day, usually it's a Sunday or Monday, that's called Buffer Day, where I work on my SW kind of office admin type work that doesn't really excite me, but it has to get done. So I will label days of certain things. That's optional. But the point is, you're planning out these days in detail, and then you're going to execute. Now, what makes you execute on your weekly plan? That is step 3, which means planning your day. Sometimes I've heard people call this planning tomorrow today. What you need to do once per day, and the best time to do this is when you're done working, at the end of your work day. Not necessarily before you go to bed, although some guys like that. When you're done working for the day, you're going to take 10 minutes, maybe 15 at the outside, and you're going to sit down and come up with a to-do list for the next day. You're going to go through your to-do lists, go through everything you need to do based on your weekly objectives, and you're going to write down, tomorrow I'm going to work on these 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things. Keep your to-do list short. Tim Ferriss and guys like that limit their daily to-do list to 4 items, 5 items, 3 items, something like that. Don't put too many things on your to-do list because then you won't get them done and you'll feel bad and that'll hurt your effectiveness. This is not good. Specific to-do list for the next day, and then you're going to prioritize them in order of priority. First, I'm going to work on this. And then when this is done, I'm going to work on that. When this is done, I'll work on that. I'm not going to work on item number 2 until item number 1 is done. Period, end of story. So you have a specific priority list. Then you have that list ready to go for when you sit down the next morning. The biggest problem with most people in terms of time management is they sit down to do work and they have to figure out what to work on, which is fucking stupid. And most of humanity does this. This is very, very bad. This murders your productivity, murders your time management, and spikes your cortisol and spikes your stress. What most people do is they sit down and they say, okay, well, let's see what I work. Well, I guess I got to work on this. Oh, I better check my email. Oh, I'll watch this YouTube video. Oh, this happened. Oh shit, someone's calling me about this. I better work on this. Fucking bull. Terrible. Don't do this. Instead, what you should do ideally is when you sit down at your desk, you have a printout. And I used to do this. I used to print it out on a piece of paper and lay it on my keyboard. So it's the first thing I saw in the day. I'd sit down, pull up my to-do list and go, okay, I have to do this now. Now, if you have another morning routine of things you have to take care of in the morning, that's fine. Then you work on your to-do list. That's okay. The point is, your to-do list is what you fucking work on first thing in the morning or the very next thing in the morning, and you focus on that all day, or when I say all day, your work time. If you prefer to have your to-do list on your phone, that's fine. If you prefer to operate on paper, that's fine. The modality and the medium that you use to manage your time is totally fucking irrelevant. Let me end with that. It doesn't matter if you use a day planner that you write in. It doesn't matter if you write on a piece of paper. It doesn't matter if you use a phone app. It doesn't matter if you use some kind of cloud service that you use on your laptop. It doesn't matter if you use Trello. It doesn't matter if you use spreadsheets, which is what I use. It doesn't fucking matter. Use one of those things that you like and pre-plan your week and plan every day, every night, and make sure a night doesn't go by until you plan the next day. Always operating on specific objectives. I'm not kidding, man. If you just do those 3 things, you're going to transform your fucking life. Try this over the next, few weeks. Try this, especially for the new year. Try this out. Just those 3 things. I think you're going to be shocked at the results because this stuff works really well. If you would like to watch one of the earlier videos in this series on how to optimize your body for maximum productivity, you should watch that video right there, and I'll see you in that video.